It is one of my favorite days of the year and probably one of your favorites too. And that is when a brand new Chanel collection drops. So today we are gonna go through the 2022 Fall Winter Act 1 collection, or 22B. Now I feel like the collection has a lot of different facets to it. It's got some bags and some materials and fabrics that feel a bit more on the summery side. And then it has some, more heavier fabrics like corduroy. It's got some colors and like some deep saturated jewel tones that definitely fall more in like the fall and winter realm of things. I also saw some really beautiful embellishments, some fun little different details to kind of jazz up some of the like more classic styles and silhouettes that we tend to see from Chanel. And then also, one of my favorite things, yes, there are some denim bags. Now, I wish that I were in the market for a bag right now, even though I just bought, my Chanel 22A Métier d'Art Coco handle, which I love, and honestly is giving me so much joy. You all know I would practically give my right arm for a denim Chanel bag, but I already know, I'm sure those styles are totally already pre-sold out in my boutique, so I'm not even gonna try. It's probably a good thing anyways, because I'm sure I would get it dirty, but you all know I've been wanting a denim bag forever, and they have some gorgeous ones here. So let's get into the handbags first. Now here you can see there are some typical, regular flat bags that we tend to see from Chanel, but I absolutely adore the fact that they are in velvet. They've got this beautiful, it's not burgundy, it's more like a deep, dark, luscious red color here, and also like their typical black. And I think that these bags are really special because they have some really beautiful ornamentation and embellishments on the straps. Like on this one, it actually looks like the strap itself is doubled up, and then it's got, some of those beautiful red and jewels woven throughout. So I know that this is more of a specific look. I feel like the person that's going to buy, these types of bags, they are someone that's kind of probably already got a fairly large Chanel collection. Like they've got their basics covered, and now they've just got fun money to spend. I will say, out of the red and the black, I definitely think that the black is my favorite, but that's just because black is one of my favorite colors in general. Also, they've got a lot of other different variations of very similar sizes and shapes of flat bags. They've got here this gorgeous salmony pink mini flat bag, which is very similar to actually what they had last collection. I think the only difference here again is the embellished and ornamental strap here. And then they've got some other leather versions here that I think are really cute. Now, I'm curious to hear what you all think about this bag here, because as you can see, it is a regular flat bag, but it's got these really cute, little, jingly jangly, golden, aged gold Chanel hearts that are woven throughout the straps here. Now, personally for me, I think that this would actually get a little bit annoying because I feel like it would be very easy for the hearts to kind of get flipped up or flipped the wrong way and stick out at a funny angle. So I don't think that I would personally love this bag. I also just feel like overall this bag is very cutesy, very feminine, and I'm not sure if this really reflects my personal style, but I know there is a huge cult following of you pink fans out there. So I wonder if this is gonna be one that, becomes one of the top it bags that everyone's gonna be clamoring after. Definitely let me know your thoughts about this one down in the comments below. Do you think it's a nice, beautiful feminine bag, or do you think it's a little bit overdone? And here you can see more versions of different types of flat bags. Again, you can see with their ornamented chains, which are really pretty. And I will say, I really do quite prefer the ornamentation of these chains versus that of there was a collection last year. I honestly can't remember which one it was, but they also had a very similar styling of chains where they had jewels throughout, but the jewels were all different colors. So literally, I actually feel so bad for doing this. I made this joke to a Chanel essay and he bust out laughing, was doubled over because I said it kind of looks like in the Avengers, the Infinity Stones that Thanos had, they were all different colors. Because he showed me a bag and I was like, no, that is just too colorful for me. But I like here that they are coordinated and that they kind of go together really nicely. There's different shades here for this red bag of red, pink, and white. So I think that works a lot better overall. but that's just my opinion. And here, you know, we've got another mini flat bag, much more classic looking, just like in their regular black, again with the hearts and like the little cutout heart in the middle, which I think is pretty cute. And here's where we get to my literally like favorite bags, not just in this collection, but honestly, like favorite bags that Chanel has done in a really long time. They have amazing plain denim classic flaps, and they have both light denim and dark denim. So depending on what kind of denim fan you are, there is a denim for you. Oh my God, look at these. These are absolutely beautiful. And I will say it looks like, even though the bag itself is denim, it looks like the strap is actually still leather, which I think is really good. Again, because you touch the strap a lot, and like denim's obviously not as durable. I think it's a really smart decision that they made this one, you know, leather throughout the straps. Oh my God, my heart is like breaking. I want this bag so much. Here, this looks like it's like in the small classic flap size. So it's like $7,900. OMG, so expensive. Oh my God, my heart breaks at that price, but oh, look how beautiful it is. Oh, and the darker denim too. I think if I were probably, you know, I don't know, I'm actually really torn here because I think if I were to have to choose out of the two, the practical side of me would want to pick the darker denim because obviously it will hide stains a little bit better. But then like in terms of just which color I prefer, I actually think I quite like the lighter denim a lot more. Oh my God, they're absolutely beautiful. Now listen, these, they are totally going to be sold out. Like, I feel like these are only going to top VIPs, which as you all know, I'm definitely not a VIP. So if any of you all are able to snag these, or if you were smart enough to get on the wait list, definitely let me know what you think of it down in the comments below when you get it. Is it as beautiful as these pictures, or does it not really like live up to the hype? Now, here's where we get into a mix of like ends of summer and beginning of fall. So here you can see like the end of summer, we've got this beautiful like blue and white tropical print. Now I will say, I feel like this is a throwaway. I feel like this is like a go-to. I feel like literally every single designer ever has created a navy and white tropical print before. I know I've seen pre-loved bags that look just like this before from Chanel. So I wish that they had done something a little different. Like even if they had just done a tropical print like this, but say they made it like green and white, it would be something different. It would be something that you can't get everywhere. But this I feel like is just way too common. Now I will say on the flip side, one really good thing about this bag is because it's more of like printed silk, it is a much better price point than leather classic flaps. This one is only $4,200, so relatively speaking, this is a bargain. Now I know, again, not a bargain in terms of like the world, but in terms of Chanel bags, that is a very good price. Now here is one of my favorite woven fabrics that they have in this collection. It is this beautiful like golden houndstooth print, which I think is stunning. You don't see this combination all the time, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful, especially on the Chanel 19 mixed with like the gold and the gunmetal hardware. I feel like this is like chef's kiss. This is absolutely beautiful. And then it does also look like in terms of corduroy, for this bag, they do have it in this beautiful saturated like hot pink color, which is kind of interesting because they had a shade of pink very similar to this in the Métier d'Art collection. So I feel like it's a little interesting that they're using like the exact same color twice. Maybe it's not the exact same, but it is very similar. Another one that I think is a stunner, again, is the same bag, but in this gorgeous icy blue. Like, I feel like if you want to do a corduroy that doesn't feel like Little House on the Prairie, a little hokey, this is how you do it. You do it in this gorgeous icy blue color. Oh my God, it's totally speaking to me. But you all know that is also because I am very partial to blue in general. So like this is just like right up my alley. What do you all think about this combination? Is blue corduroy like something you would invest in at all? Or like, is that just kind of crazy and am I the only one? Which is probably the case, and that's okay. But I think that these are some really pretty ways of doing like nice fall colors. You can see, again, they're like super saturated. Here we've got like also in the corduroy, we've got it in like the solid, again, like golden, limey, yellow color. Overall, lots of very cute bags here. And they have done some of their seasonal colors in the classic bags. So you can see here they've got a boy bag in that beautiful icy blue color. And they do also have a Trendy CC here in white with like the dark metal, which is a really interesting pairing. It's actually black metal, it's not gunmetal. Sometimes they'll do a gunmetal one, but this is black. I think this is really interesting. I have actually seen some reviews on bags that Chanel has done with the dark hardware, and it turns out that hardware can actually chip. So honestly, like, in case anyone's wondering, like, I probably wouldn't recommend getting that, because if you're gonna spend $7,000 on a bag, I do not feel like the hardware should be chipping, but I feel like, I mean, metal doesn't come black, you've gotta dye it somehow, so that makes sense. But they do have an all black Trendy. Now, if I were ever gonna do a Trendy, it would be this one. I can't because the strap is too long for my body shape. Like, I'm 5'3", I have a very short torso, so that wouldn't work for me. I've tried it on before, but oh my God, this black on black on black is gorgeous. Like all of this noir, I love it. This really makes me want a Trendy, actually. That is freaking chic AF, love it. And then they do also have, you know, one of the classics, the mini flat bag with top handle here in this gorgeous, like navy blue lambskin. You all know I have my own navy rectangular mini, which I think is beautiful, but like if I didn't, I would love this too. Like this is amazing. Granted, I am trying to stay away from lambskin because, as you all know, I do tend to ruin my lambskin bags. And now, no Chanel collection would be complete without some over-the-top embellished bags like these two. Now, I am going to venture to guess that when I click on these, they're going to be price upon request. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, price upon request. So this has like a really interesting, what is it? It's embroidered, it looks like. Yep, it's embroidered with lots of beading on it, and you've got like CCs in there, which is really cool. It almost looks like they've been able to create this like graffiti effect with the embroidery, which actually, like, hats off to you, Chanel. That feels like a pretty difficult feat. And then here they've got this really fun little disco bag. I actually feel like this is very like Sex and the City, purple sequin Fendi baguette inspired. Like I wonder if maybe Chanel is trying to take a page out of Fendi's book. Like they're seeing how successful that bag is after so many years, and they've brought it back with like the reboot of Sex and the City, and maybe they're trying to like get their own little piece of it by doing a version. It's really pretty in this silver color. For me personally, I wouldn't love this bag just because I feel like with all of the embellishments and sequins that kind of hang off of it, I feel like it'd be really easy to just rip one and the whole bag comes apart. But that's just me. I feel like if you have a really big Chanel collection and like money is not really an object to you, then this would be a really fun bag to have because you probably wouldn't be like as worried about it getting messed up. And interestingly enough, I am surprised this one is not price upon request. This one is $5,000. So in terms of embellished bags for Chanel, that is actually on the cheaper side. So not too shabby there. Now this bag. This gorgeous little mini flat bag adorned with all these little pearls. It looks like, yes, this is a black velvet bag. Now, when Chanel has done like pearl encrusted bags in the past, they have been the top sellers. They are the ones that go to the top clients. These are ones that like resellers have a heyday with, and like I'm so frustrated by that. But this is a really fun bag, and I also feel like this is a really nice juxtaposition of like the beautiful light feminine pearls with like the darker, heavier, more wintry velvet, and then it's all brought together with gold because like gold brings everything together so nicely. So I feel like this is going to be a really popular one, and this one is a price upon request. So like if I were to guess, I'd probably say this is probably like around $10,000. I have no idea because I never actually request the prices of the very expensive bags because they are not really in my budget. Now here we've got some interesting, they're called hobo bags, but I don't really find these to be hobo bags, honestly. I feel like Chanel just like didn't know what to call them. But these are interesting because they're almost kind of similar to like a half crescent moon shape. I don't find these like particularly aesthetically pleasing, so I'm not too crazy about it. I will say I do love the elephant gray color. In terms of price point, they're not that bad. They're $4,400, so overall, I mean, like a fine value for money. They are lambskin, so it is what it is. And then of course, they've got their Chanel 19 bags. Now, sorry, I just like made that face with my eyes. I have some mixed thoughts on the Chanel 19 bag, not in terms of aesthetic or like what I think about how it looks. I just have seen on YouTube that there are a lot of people having quality issues with their Chanel 19. And I feel like for a bag this expensive, I mean, it is crazy, like the cracking and the peeling that they're seeing. I mean, this bag is $5,100 in this size, which is a lot of money. But also, like, to kind of flip that narrative, I mean, at the same time, this is like a glorified, luxurious version of like the free backpack you get at conferences or what you get when you go to like new job or college orientation. And so Chanel has mimicked a bag that's typically made out of like nylon or polyester or like some ripstop fabric. And here they've made it out of leather. Leather is not really meant to be like scrunched like that all the time. So, I mean, I do feel like it's kind of understandable that the bag is having quality issues, but to that note, they should have wear tested this before they brought it to the market. Now, for those of you that don't know, I originally went to school for fashion design. I used to work as a shoe buyer. And so I've got some friends that actually work, you know, in design and in production. And something that's really important when you are designing a bag is you are supposed to wear test it. So the designers will literally design a bag, get a prototype made, and then they take it out like with them and they wear it for a few weeks to collect feedback on it and see like what needs to be changed. Like, is the closure funny? Is the zipper funny? Or like, does this shape actually work for the fabric we've put it in order to prevent things like this happening? And so I feel like Chanel maybe should have wear tested the Chanel 22 a little bit more before they brought it to the marketplace. But it's just in like some regular colors, like nothing too crazy there. So it is what it is. And then we've got some more elongated versions of what I was calling like the half crescent moon. And they're calling these shopping bags. I actually think these are a lot cuter in this size as opposed to the smaller size. And I do quite like that the small shopping bag here has the golden chains all around it. I feel like that's very beautiful, but maybe that's because I'm like a little gaudy and it's like my Persian roots are coming out. I don't know, I love it. And they do also, again, have like some standard Dovie totes here, again, in that beautiful icy blue. So I think it's gorgeous. Now, this shopping bag right here, I think is beautiful. I think this is such an elevated, chic, high-class Chanel bag. I think sometimes like Chanel tote bags look very casual, and this is one that like I would want to wear to work if I, you know, still went into an office, which I don't. I think this is beautiful. I also really like the added chain detail that they've added to the leather strap there, because with a tote bag, having just like a chain only strap isn't great because a lot of times the chain will dig into your shoulder. But here, since they've got it on top of the leather, I feel like you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the beautiful leather strap and then you get the nice chain detail on top for like that added little pizzazz. So that's really nice. And then they've got some, you know, what they're calling messenger bags. These honestly, to me, kind of look very similar to like a classic flap or like a vintage classic flap. I'll see if I can find a photo of one so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It looks very similar other than like the addition of the little leather piece at the top for where it hits your shoulder. So I don't know if I would call this like a satchel or a messenger bag, but that's what Chanel's calling it. I do really like the colors though, especially like that navy blue, I think is absolutely beautiful. Now these are messenger bags, and one that I think seriously takes the cake is this gorgeous like ivory one. Now, I am not just in love with the color combo, but like the overall aesthetic of this is really beautiful. Now, those of you that have been watching along on this channel, you all know this is very similar to like my Celine creasy bag. So like clearly like your girl has a type, but I do think that this is a really classy version of a messenger bag. Again, messenger bags are often very casual, and this looks like a nice elevated version of it. I also really like that this is what they're calling grained calfskin. So it's not lambskin. Now granted, it's not caviar, which is the most durable, but I actually like that it's not caviar because I feel like this smoother fabric, the grained calfskin, actually looks really nice in this beautiful ivory color. So I think that this is a true stunner. I don't think that this is going to be one that like sells out and is impossible to get, but in terms of like my personal aesthetic, I really like it. And also I do like the price point. It's $4,400, which again for Chanel is a really good price. Now, next up we are on to Chanel's vanity cases. And I feel like Chanel often does very similar types of Chanel cases, just in like different dimensions, right? They'll make a long one, they'll make like a tall one, they'll make a short one, a round one, but they're all kind of generally the same idea. And here you actually have something that's very different than what they typically do. Now, these are called vanity cases. Now I can't really tell if these are hard or soft, but they are, I mean, they're very similar in shape, kind of to like a petite mal, like that very angular look there. It's kind of like if like a petite mal and like the lunchbox had a baby, this is kind of like what you would come up with. But I do really like the sharp edges here. I think that makes it more editorial looking. So I feel like the fashion gals are really gonna love this one. And I do really like the top handles. I think that those are very cute. And it's got like that beautiful like interlocking CC, which is just like so iconic to Chanel. Now, I'll be honest, I am not loving this like mauve color. It's like kind of mauvey, kind of purple, kind of maroon. I don't really know what color this color wanted to be when it grew up, but I don't think it's any of them very nicely. I feel like this is like, ooh, this is gonna be bad. I feel like this is like the color of like grandma's lipstick or something. So I'm not really feeling this one, but the black one, very chic. And over here we've got a couple like little miscellaneous bags. You know, Chanel will always throw in like one kind of like random bowling bag. I am not really loving this bowling bag. It feels like the quilts are too big given the size of the bag. I feel like the scale of the two of those is not right. But I do really like the little CC it has dangling from the zipper. I think that's super cute. And I like that it's got two different straps. But yeah, no, I just don't feel like the execution of this is that great. So that wraps up handbags, and now we are going to move on to small leather goods. And I actually want to start with one of, I think, to be like the cutest, most whimsical items that they have. And I also feel like this is actually a really nice collector's item. So they have been using a lot of like book detailing. So you can see here they've got almost like a little, they're calling it a card holder with chain. You can see that it looks like a little book with like the little ribbons that tie on the side. And when it opens up, it actually has a lot of different card slots, so you can fit a lot more than like a standard like 2 cards in here. Like you can actually get a fair bit. But with that said, if you want this beautiful style, you are going to have to pay for it, because this is $2,575, which to me feels like a lot of money for like a little card holder on a chain. But granted, if you are a collector, if you're really into these like one-off items, I mean, this really is perfect for you. There is also another version of this, which I think is a lot better value for money. It's a wallet on chain, but it does look like a book. Now this one's only $3,175. Again, I use only, relatively speaking. But here you can see that this is really cute. Like, I'd say if you're gonna choose between the last one we saw and this one hands down is the one you need. It's a really good value for money. And this is something that I think is just very classic. This is something that will wear well for years. And like here on the spine, you can see that it says Chanel, and it just looks like a really cute like little agenda or something like that. So I really like that one. In terms of their wallets on chain, they have a lot of different ones. Now, of course, they've got the one in the beautiful denim, which I am like just dying over. I mean, I really want this. No, I just bought a bag. I don't need it, but I do really want it. They do also have a little Chanel 19 wallet on chain in that beautiful pink color that we saw earlier. And for those of you who are into wallets on chain or smaller bags, the Chanel 19 version is actually a really great wallet on chain. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit more substantial than the regular wallet on chain. So it does kind of feel a little bit more like a proper bag than the wallet on chain version does. So just for what it's worth. And I also really love the elephant gray version here, because typically for wallets on chain, the little ornament, like the CC on the front, it's quite small. But I love that this one's actually a little bit bigger, and it also looks like it's embellished. Hang on, let me zoom in. It's almost like hammered metal. It's not like embellished metal. They've not added anything to it. It's just a texture that they have created on top of the CC. So I think that this is really beautiful. Now, here there are a slew of what Chanel is calling their clutches with chain. And it's funny because their names are so generic, but the bags could not be more different. Like, this is a clutch with chain, and this is not, you know, what I would think of as a clutch with chain versus how they've historically used it. But this is a really cute, like, little top handle moment, a really cute little mini bag. And I will say, I feel like this is actually inspired by one of my least favorite brands, which is Jacquemus. But I won't lie, I really like the Chanel version a lot more. Like, I'm sorry, Jacquemus, like, I just don't love the aesthetic of your bags, and I'll link a video where I talk about why I don't love them, but I feel like this is actually a really cute elevated version. I mean, look at that handle. That is like, she's a rich little mamacita. Like, that is absolutely gorgeous. And it's $3,000, which, and that's a lot of money for a bag that is 4.3 inches wide. I mean, it's the same price as like a wallet on chain, and you can obviously fit way more inside of a wallet on chain. So it's probably a bit pricey, but I mean, for all the hardware and detailing that's on it, I think that's kind of what jacks up the price. They also have this bag in the black version. It does look to be a hair larger in the black version. Yeah, it's 5.7 inches across. And so that one's $3,500. So out of the two sizes, it seems like this one's definitely the better deal in terms of like cost per inch of bag, if you will. But you know, some people might just want like the lighter pink version. And now here we've got a lot of fun different bags, and what I am obsessed with here is the treatment on the chain. So it's interesting because here it's got like a typical chain like you would find on a classic flap. So it's got the metal pieces with like leather woven throughout, and then it's got an accompanying like just like solid gold chain link next to it. But what I really love are these little CCs. I'm not sure, are these octagons? Is that right? 8 sides, I think. Take me back to geometry. I think these are really beautiful. Now, I don't really love the lime color here because it's in the leather, not in the corduroy. I feel like in the corduroy, it looked really rich, very luscious. Here, it looks like a very like sad shade of yellow in my opinion. But if you're looking for something more understated, then this might be the right route to go. And then again, you can see here, they've got that card holder with chain, and they've got this really cute, almost like oval, like it's like a oversized pillbox in black and gold. So this is gorgeous. It's $33.75. I'd be really curious to see if this one could fit some type of cell phone in it, maybe like an iPhone mini. I'm not sure, but that would make it like a lot more appealing to a lot of other people. And they do also have it in denim. Look at that. I feel like every time I say denim, I'm like, denim. I just love it so much. It's so beautiful. I cannot get over it. I will say out of the two, I do feel like the black and the gold one is a lot more successful. This denim one, it feels like an improbable pairing, and maybe not in the right way. Like, I don't know, bright gold with like aged denim. I don't know. They've got a nice little like phone holder with chain. So this is good because you can, one problem with phone holders is like they truly only hold your phone. So this one's good because it can hold your phone, and then it's got the little compartment in the front where you could also add some cards, maybe like a key or two if you need to. So I feel like that is actually a really good value for money at only $2,775. And now here they bring us back to some of that gorgeous velvet. Now, one thing that's interesting is I saw just like one or two bags in this gorgeous bright blue cobalt color, and I think there is going to be more of this in stores. I don't think they shot a lot of it for the website, but I have a feeling there are a lot of other bag styles available in this color, which I would love to see because it's freaking beautiful. But here you've got like a cute little like snap purse where it's got the little what's that opening called? It's just like a snap purse, you know, where you click it together, and I don't know. I'm not explaining this very well, but I think it's really cute, and it looks like they also have it in some other colors too. So I think I saw maybe like a red version. Oh, the red one's a little bit smaller. And also in that red, they've got like their typical, you know, vanities that we've seen before. They've got that vanity with chain in red. Now, this actually, I think, is a little bit different. This is not something that I think we've seen, at least recently, from Chanel. So this is a vanity that doesn't just have the zip at the top, but it's also got a zippered compartment at the bottom. I really wish they had shot it with the bottom open so you could see what it looks like. Is that functional, or is it just for aesthetic? Like, I wonder if you can actually put stuff in that compartment at the bottom. But for what it's worth, it does actually look like the bottom of this bag has like a CC stitched into the leather, which is cute, but like if it's on the outside and no one can see it, like, does that make sense, or was that a waste of money? I don't know, but they've got some other really cute vanities here. This one very similar with like 2 compartments, and it looks like that one's almost in patent leather. It's like a shiny leather. They don't call it patent here, they call it shiny lambskin. So that's something new. I don't feel like that's a type of fabrication that we see often. And then they've got another typical vanity case, but again, with like the adorned chain with this different ornamentation. I really like the mix of the black and white, like the enamel jewels and the little pearls in there. That's very cute, very Chanel. So I really like that one. And then they've got like their little baby nugget bag. So again, in different shades of gray and pink, very similar to bags that we've seen also in this collection. And some other little clutches with chain. One looks like a little mini lunchbox. And now this is a bag that I think is gorgeous. This little mini bucket bag with chain. Now this bag is very, very small. So it is only like, it's less than 5 inches tall. It's 4.9 inches tall. So it's teeny tiny. Like it's probably like this big. But it's gorgeous. I mean, in this beautiful ivory color, and it's got, you know, a little zip compartment in the front where you can add cards. So this is a really cute bucket bag. Like, again, if I had not just bought a bag, this is actually something I would very seriously consider, because I do like bucket bags, but I don't like enough to spend like $5,000 on one. But for this one, that's like $2,400. I feel like that's actually a really good deal for one. Again, relatively speaking. And now you can see their card holders here. Now they've got one in the gorgeous icy blue, and it's got like the Chanel 19 CC on it, which is just stunning. And they've got that very sad, pale yellow colored one. It does have the beautiful hammered gold CC, which I do really like, but that shade of yellow I just feel like is kind of lame. And then they've got just like a plain card holder in that book style. But I mean, for $17.50, like, do you really need to spend that much money in order to hold your cards? I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna spend that much money, it needs to be like an exotic leather. And then another little Chanel 19 like flap card holder. And they had like 1 or 2 long wallets, not a lot. And I feel like this is really interesting because this is showing like the overall change in trends of how consumers are using wallets. I think people are using far fewer cards overall nowadays, and a lot of people are using like Apple Pay or like digital forms of payment. So it kind of looks like bigger wallets are kind of being like aged out of a lot of brands. I feel like they're always going to sell them because there are always going to be people, I'm sure a lot of you all still really like your big wallets, but I think like overall in terms of general population, it seems like fewer people are tending to buy large wallets versus like if you were to look at it like 15 years ago. Like when I was in college, when I bought a wallet, it was always a big, long wallet, right? Whereas now I literally only own card holders. I have one wallet that someone would probably deem like a proper wallet, and it's like for when I travel. Like other than that, I don't use it, so. And then here are like a few other really cute SLGs. They've got some really interesting little like phone holders or AirPod holders. So, you know, again, they're trying to make like more tech accessories. And, you know, it seems like that's it overall. So that wraps up the handbags and small leather goods for the Chanel 22B collection. Tell me, what did you think about this collection? What are your favorite bags in the collection? What are your least favorite bags? Which are the ones that you think are dark horses, like silent sleepers, ones that are like either gonna be really popular or ones that are really good value for money? And which ones do you think are like absolutely whack, like either being charged too much or just an awful style in general? Definitely put your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you were able to snag any of these bags yourself, also share that down in the comments below because we definitely want to know. Now, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I would love it if you could just give this video a little like. Just give a little thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel. So that way you can get all my latest content about all things shopping, including Chanel, delivered straight to you. Thanks again for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.